And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network Softball Game of the Week, sponsored by Dingers and Connect Sports Consulting. I'm Alan Slaughterzinski, joining you live from Dawson Field tonight for what is going to be an outstanding softball game between the Haggerty Huskies and your Melbourne Bulldogs. And if you're watching from Haggerty, yes, your Melbourne Bulldogs. This is Brevard Sports Network. Larry Torchia is behind the plate tonight. Who's your counterpart? Bill Schmidt and Larry Torchia. Tonight are your umpires. Let's these two teams come in. It depends what rankings you're looking at. Brevard Sports Network uses the FHSAA. That's what we use. And according to the FHSAA, Haggerty is 7 and Melbourne is 9. If you look at Max Preps, it literally is the other way around. Melbourne is 7 and Haggerty is 8. So I think it's safe to say the winner tonight moves up the rankings, and we'll figure all that out next week. But the last time these two teams got together was last year, and it was a 2-0 Melbourne win, or I'm sorry, a 2-0 Haggerty win in that game as Melbourne was shut out. They had 5. They out-hit Haggerty, but Haggerty 2 runs on 2 hits. Melbourne committed 1 error in that game. Haggerty comes in batting as a team 281, Melbourne 296, team ERA of 1.97. And the statistic I'm about to give you about the Melbourne Bulldogs pitching is accurate. Their ERA is 0. Leading off for the Haggerty Huskies is number 4. She is the catcher, Addison Orr this season for Haggerty. I'll tell you here in just a second, I promise. As Jazzy Francic's in the circle. Strike 1, says Larry Torchia. Addison Orr comes in batting .348 this year for the Huskies. Jazzy Francic this year has just simply been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, as has Kyla Berry. And there's a kind of a topper foul there. Out of play, and quickly it is 0-2. We'll take you around the Melbourne infield here in just a second, but this year Francic is 10-0. She's got a 0.00 ERA in 11 appearances, 5 shutouts, 3 no-hitters, 2 perfect games for her career over their strikeout. I was going to tell you how many career strikeouts she has. That's career strikeout 406. And she is just a sophomore. And stepping in now is going to be Anna Roman as Francic sets down the first batter with a strike swinging. Roman, a left-handed hitter, comes in batting .463 this year. Pitch from Francic, first pitch swinging, fouled back to the screen. This is the hitter Francic needs to get out. She's got 5 home runs this year, 2 triples. 2 triples, 3 doubles, 18 RBIs does Roman. And, oh, by the way, she is just a freshman. 0-1. Make that quickly. 0-2. And around the Melbourne infield, Sophia Valcourt is at first base. Over at second base is Deborah Turco. At shortstop is Nadia English. Over at third is Allie Turner. Just off the plate, 1 and 2 in the outfield from left to right is Haley Turner in left, Nevaeh Loveridge in center, and Addie Berry in right. And Jazzy Francic's battery mate tonight behind the plate, the power hitting catcher, Alicia Thompson. The 1-2 to Roman. High and outside, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on a great night for softball here in good old Brevard County. Larry Torchia, the Hall of Famer, behind the plate tonight. 2 and 2, 1 out here top one, no score, just underway. Francis 2-2 is fouled out of play, decapitates Caleb, and continues on. Just making sure everybody's paying attention tonight. The Hagerty Huskies are led by Coach Dave Stone. They won an 8A championship under Coach Stone back in 2017. Strike three called, and it's 2 outs. That's a backwards K. As Rachel Matheson steps in. Matheson, a 341 hitter this year. She's got 1 round tripper for Hagerty, who comes in at 11-2 this year. Again, these two teams got together last year, and it was a pitching masterpiece by both pitchers. The freshman at the dish right now was the pitcher in that one last year. She's a sophomore this year, and I believe she's on the bump again, or in the circle, I should say, again tonight. So this is the exact matchup we got last year between these two that ended in a Hagerty Husky 2-0 win. 0-1 to Matheson. Frantic rocks, fires, and just simply blows it by her for strike 2. 0-2, and Frantic feeling it tonight. Coming out of Miami this weekend, she pitched a perfect game over the weekend, and 1-1 tie against Doral Academy as well. Strike 3, and Frantic strikes out the side as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Hagerty down in order, all by the K. 2 frontwards, 1 backwards. We head to the bottom of the first, and it's no score between the Dogs and the Huskies. I want to give a big shout out to Brett Black there watching here tonight on the Brevard Sports Network. Brett, of course, is the president of the Melbourne Football Booster Club and does a great job. He's got a son that's outstanding offensive lineman, and we just want to thank, first of all, I want to thank Daryl Buchanan and the entire staff and administration here at Melbourne High School. They have always welcomed us with open arms, and we just simply love coming here. Caleb's the one that's got to stand on a ladder to shoot over the fence, not me. But we love coming to Dawson Field. And as we get set to go to the to the bottom of the first inning, as leading off is going to be Allie Turner for Coach Jeff Shepard, who's in his 7th year. And I'm telling you, Coach Shep's done quite a job here. How about 136 wins to just 24 losses as Allie Turner steps in, batting .326 this year. 3 home runs, 2 triples, a double. And she is 3rd on the team in RBIs with 13. And the first pitch is a ball. We'll tell you about the pitcher here in just a second for the Huskies. And it's now 1-1. And the pitcher is actually going to be Reese Twiggs tonight. And this season, Twiggs is 5-0 with a 1.80 ERA, 42 and a third innings pitched. And Allie swings and misses, and it's 1-2. She's given up 11 earned runs, struck out 53 and 42 and a third innings pitched this year. Turner from Twigs, and Turner stays alive as the count stays 1-2. I would imagine the other pitcher in the rotation is Matheson. She is 2-2 this year, so Twigs seems to have taken over that role. Twigs is a junior, Matheson a sophomore. Again, it was Matheson last year that threw the 5-hit shutout against the Bulldogs high and upstairs, and Turner works the count to 2-2 strikes. Melbourne comes in at 14-1-1. Their lone tie just came this past weekend against the reigning 6A state champion Doral Academy, a team Melbourne, I'm pretty confident, is going to see again, and that's a beaut right there as Turner goes down looking on strikes, and that'll bring up Nevaeh Loveridge. Loveridge headed off to Kaiser University next year. On deck is Alicia Thompson. And so far this season, Loveridge has had her a year, that is for sure. As she is batting .357, swings and misses at the first offering from Twigs, 0-1. Batting .357, she's got a home run, 2 triples, 3 doubles, and 9 RBIs for the Bulldogs this year. 0-1 to Loveridge. And Loveridge is quickly behind 0-2 with Thompson on deck. I'd like to welcome in Tracy Collins, Jason Alati, Byron Neff, Tracy Shinosky. As we said, Brett Black, Alyssa Gaskins, L.A. Sessions, Debbie Culver, and everyone else watching here tonight on the Brevard Sports Network. The 0-2 to Thompson, the Loveridge is fouled straight back to the screen. The wind is blowing straight in tonight. At the moment, anyway, it's Brevard County. Give it 3 minutes, and it'll be thunderstorming, and the wind will be blowing out. 0-2 so far. Twigs has thrown just 2 balls to start. She winds and fires high for a ball. 1-2 to Nevaeh. Over at first base tonight is Zoe Thornsberry. Down at second is Lindsay Engel. Over at shortstop is Carson Kuzo. And playing the hot corner is Lexi Beldowitz. We'll take you through the outfield here after this pitch from Twigs. And that one is lined and off of something behind us. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. From left to right, it's Mackenzie Hawk. In center field, Anna Roman. And over in right, Bennett Duba. And the battery mate behind the plate for Twigs tonight is Addison Orr. You are now caught up. Here's the pitch from Twigs. Low, and Loveridge has worked the count even at 2-2. According to the FHSAA, this is the 7th ranked team in the state in Hagerty, and Melbourne is 9th. If you go to Max Preps, Melbourne is 7th, Hagerty 8th. Here's the pitch, and Loveridge fouls it back, and she BGs it as she stays alive. 2-2. Coming up this weekend on Brevard Sports Network is a whole lot of everything. I'll be up in Atlanta for Big South Volleyball. Caleb and Jackson will be delivering you District Championship Lacrosse tomorrow, Cape Coast Conference Track on Friday, and on Saturday, the Big 7v7 Championship Tournament. The pitch, and she hangs in there for the changeup. The ball is dropped. That's an E5, and Loveridge reaches. Nice job by Nevaeh. She'll reach on an E5, and that'll bring up Alicia Thompson. Alicia, a former BSN Connect Sports Consulting Player of the Game this year, comes in to this one batting .383. She leads the team with 7 home runs. She leads the team with 18 RBIs. And there is an opportunity there at first. Loveridge, they'll play small ball too. Don't be surprised to see Thompson lay down a bunt or Loveridge take off. Coach Shepard and Coach Adele, they send the runners. They've done it 42 times this year. Pitch from Twigs, and Loveridge says, I'm just going to go ahead and dive back. Nevaeh wishes we could edit that out, but it's live, Nevaeh. Twigs to Thompson with Nadia English on deck. And there's a shot into right field. Loveridge will take a shot, and she'll go to third. And the Bulldogs are in business with runners at first and third. And one out with one of the best hitters in Brevard County coming to the plate in Nadia English. Thompson with a single, advancing Loveridge to third, and that'll bring up English. And this year, English is batting. She's committed to Stetson, verbally committed. She's just a junior. English batting .340 this year, leads the team with 9 doubles this season. So an opportunity here for Melbourne to put an early lead on Hagerty. They have played some of the best in the state. They beat the previously 7th-ranked team in the state in Lake Brantley 2-0. Not English turns, and down to second base goes the pinch runner. And Burkmeyer comes on the run for Thompson. So now it's second and third with one out for English. Twigs checks the wristband for the call. She winds, kicks, and fires. Blows that one past Nadia, and it's quickly 0-2. Melbourne comes in as a team batting .296 this year. But don't let that deter you. They have faced some of the best arms in the state this year and some of the best tournaments the state has offered high school teams. So, again, over the weekend, Doral Academy outside, and English takes for a ball. An error allowed Loveridge to reach. She goes to third on an Alicia Thompson single to right field. And Burkmeyer comes in to pinch run, second and third, one out. Sophia Valcourt on deck. Twigs fires. Strike 3, and that's 2 outs in the inning here. The Bulldogs now. So the FAMU commit steps up. In Valcourt, batting .250 this year. She can drive them in. She's got 11 RBIs this season. A golden opportunity here for the Bulldogs, and the infield now back to normal depth, and that's low for a ball. Jazzy Francic is on deck. Yep, she can hit too. No score. Bottom first between the Huskies of Hagerty and the Bulldogs of Melbourne, live here at Dawson Field. Twigs rocks and fires. That's a beaut, and it's 1-1. That was a frozen rope to the mitt of her catcher. Dan Adele at first. Jeff Shepard at third. My man. This time do it in the camera. Pitch high to Sophia. Nice hit, Alicia. Nice hit. And the count is 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs here. Valcourt, Twigs, the pitch. And she lines this one down the right field line, but it hooks foul. So now a critical Deuces Wild situation for the Bulldogs. 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes, 2 balls. What will the turn card from Twigs be? She looks at her wristband for the cheat code. Right, exactly. As she gets ready to throw it. Oh, the changeup is hit to the short or second baseman, up and over to first for the third and final out. Nice pitch on that changeup. And that'll do it to end the bottom of the first. I don't know when the second baseman became the shortstop. My apologies there. But if you're scoring at home, that's a 4-3. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We head to the top of the second inning. No score between the Huskies and the Bulldogs. All right, welcome back here to Dawson Field where the Melbourne Bulldogs and the Haggerty Huskies are locked in a scoreless tie early, though. Early. Frantic struck out the side, and the leading off is going to be Mackenzie Hawk for Haggerty. And Frantic steps in and she fouls the first pitch back. Hawk comes in batting 280 this year. She's got two doubles for Haggerty. Frantic now ahead, 0-1. The pitch from Jazzy. Fouled straight back again, and quickly she's back out ahead, 0-2. The on-deck hitter for the Huskies is Zoe Thornsberry, the first baseman. Frantic, the third straight batter she's ahead of. Can she get her fourth straight strikeout? She rocks, kicks, fires. That's a fair ball. Frantic fields it down to first. Foul ball, says Larry Torchia. Got her, though. As Bill Schmidt says, it hit her in the box. Good call by the umpire. And we'll do it all over again. 0-2. I'm trying to get the gumption up to actually step up a foot and a half onto this chair, but I'm just afraid where it's going to go after that. 0-2 here. Again, Frantic struck out the side, two swinging, one looking in the first inning. Frantic winds, fires, strike three. No bout a doubted, as my father used to say. And that is the fourth straight strikeout, second looking, and that brings up Zoe Thornsberry. Thornsberry, a 364 hitter for the Huskies, and a left-handed hitter. The issue for Coach Jeff Shepard this year has been how to use the two best pitchers in Brevard County. And that'll be low and outside for a ball. And I think he's mastered it beautifully this year as he's alternated in some of the bigger games. He's brought Kyla Berry in, the Rockledge transfer, and you go to that Lake Brantley game that went 12 innings that Melbourne pulled out 2-0, fouled back, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. You go to that Lake Brantley game a couple of weeks ago that Melbourne won 2-0, and you know the way that Shep worked that was, you know, as they say in a Christmas Vacation, that was a beaut, Clark. Huh? Well, I thought that was a launch, but it's just a plane. Frantic 1-1-2, and that ball, nice piece of hitting there. She took that the other way, but too late on it, and Frantic is back out ahead now, 1-2 to Thornsberry. On deck, Carson Quozo, the shortstop. Frantic, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top 2. And the changeup drifts outside on Jazzy. And it's 2-2 now to Thornsberry. Good at bat here for Zoe. Jazzy winds and delivers. One thing you don't have to worry about here at Melbourne are foul balls hitting your car, because if one does, that individual is going to play professional ball. Now, they might hit it out beyond the fence out there where the pickup truck brigade is. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jazzy winds, kicks, and fires. And Zoe Thornsberry fouls it straight back again. A good at-bat here for Zoe. Yeah, I love it. It's a tradition. And adults participate. We saw Brett Black do it at the baseball game last week. Pitch high, and the count is full. So Frantic working on her first full count of the game here. And that's a credit to Zoe Thornsberry, who was just battled in the box. Francic gets the sign from Thompson. And it's popped straight up and out of play. And Zoe Thornsberry will live to swing another day here. Zoe Thornsberry, I'm calling her Zoe. Zoe Thornsberry. 3-2 now to Zoe. 1 out. And there's a soft liner into center field that will drop in front of Nevaeh Loveridge for the first hit of the game for Haggerty, and that's a great piece of hitting by Zoe Thornsberry. Carson Kuzo steps in, and Kuzo this year is a .267 hitter, 5 RBIs this year. We'll see if Zoe Thornsberry decides to take second base, but I can tell you right now, Alicia Thompson has what we like to refer to her arm as a cannon. Pitch, swung on and missed, strike one. So after being ahead of Zoe Thornsberry, Jazzy loses her to a nice piece of hitting, base hit. And then she quickly recovers to blow one by Kuzo here, and it's 0-1. Thornsberry takes that steal lead, and Kuzo turns the square and bunt and fouls it straight back to the screen. I mean, I'd be scared to death to square it up the bunt to that fastball. You can pick that up if you want. Valcourt about 2 steps in, about 2 feet off the line. Normal depth for English at short. Turner a couple of steps in equally on the far side. 2 strikes, pitch, and she squares the bunt with 2 strikes, and she's out. That's a strikeout. Recorded as a strikeout. And that's now 2 outs. Lexi Beldowitz steps in. Beldowitz a .176 hitter this year. 7 RBIs, 2 doubles, though. A double here would likely score Zoe Thornsberry. So that is the 5th strikeout for Jazzy Francic. The pitch, swung on and missed, strike one. It'll be Francic and the Berry sisters, Addie and Kyla, in the bottom of the 2nd inning for Melbourne. Francic winds and fires. Strike 2. She wants to throw. I wouldn't be surprised to see her take off on this pitch right here. Just at the prospect of Kuzo or Beldowitz taking a swung on and missed. And Francic strikes out 3 more. She now has 6. As we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, 1 hit, no runs, 1 left. Coming up for the Bulldogs, it'll be Francic and the Berries. Francic will have an opportunity to help her cause. And I'll tell you what, one of the big reasons why Jazzy Francic is the reigning BSN Girls Softball Player of the Year as a freshman is because of the job she did last year at the Dish. Forget what she did in the Circle. This year, Jazzy's batting .303. She's got a double and 5 RBIs, 10 hits this year. So Frantic can swing a stick, too. I'd like to welcome in Jeff Panucci watching here. Coach Panucci. It'll be Frantic, Addie Berry, and Kyla Berry to face Twigs coming up here. Twigs had a good first inning, struck out 2. And the first pitch to Frantic is right down Wickham Road for strike 1. The wind blowing straight in. Frantic from Twigs. That one almost got away, and the count is quickly evened up at a ball on a strike. Thank goodness it's been a quiet night across the street at the First Helicopter Pad. Never like to see those things fly in and out. As Twigs eyes her wristband for the call, she'll fire and goes high to Frantic, and it's 2-1 to Jazzy. Melbourne 14-1-1 this year. Swung on and missed, and the count is even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2 best photographers in Brevard County are here tonight. Craig Bailey and Carol Hurd. 2-2. Twigs is 2-2. Strike 3 looking. Jazzy says, all right, Larry, I see that. I'm going to want that same pitch. Addie Berry steps in. Let's see if Haggerty's done their homework here. Addie's going to try and slap a base hit through the left side of the infield. So let's see if the third baseman comes in, and she does. And they have done their homework here. And you see her looking down. She knows as Addie tries to slap that one. Yeah, you don't get to be 11-2 in the 7th-ranked team in the state and not know who slap hitters are and who they're not. 0-1 to Addie. Her sister wears 13. Addie wears 14. And Addie gets contact with that one. Didn't swing through it. And consequently fouls it off, and it's 0-2. You got baseball tomorrow night. You know that, right? Heritage with Billy Palmer. Pitch. Addie foul tip. Drop by the catcher. Heritage and Bayside baseball tomorrow night. Oh, no, you got championship lacrosse. That's right. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to yep, that's right. I forgot about that. All right. Completely forgot. My bad. Pitch. Low for a ball. We were doing Heritage and Bayside baseball until the district championship lacrosse game tomorrow night. You know, that's crazy, man, how those other sports just end up getting 2 Brevard County teams playing for a championship, and that's what you got to do. The pitch, and that ball is fouled off and out of play. And Addie's battling. Addie this year a .248 hitter. Twigs throwing strikes. Pitch. And there's a slapper into the glove of the drawn-in shortstop. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And that shortstop was both on that one. Good concentration, though, to go up and get it. Yeah, going up on the tippy toes and got it. Put the glove up, and bam, there was the ball. As Kyla Berry steps in. Kyla, a .238 hitter. And Kyla's first pitch swinging. First baseman bobbles it and throws it away. And Kyla will reach on an error. by the second baseman, I believe, made that error. And Haley Turner, another slap hitter, will step in. So Kyla is at first. That's the second error of the game for Haggerty, who came in tonight fielding at a 943 clip. Melbourne at a 973 clip. Good eye there by Haley Turner. The on-deck batter is Allie Turner. Twigs, and she slaps that one back to the screen, and it's 1-1. Two outs here. Pitch, and there's a slapper to the first baseman who fields it and steps on the bag for the third and final out of the inning. The Melbourne Bulldogs leave a runner, reach on an error. We head to the top of 3. No score between the Huskies and the Bulldogs. All right, welcome back here to Dawson Field. Great one going on, as we suspected it would be. And stepping in is going to be Lindsey Dawson for Haggerty. Actually, it's Lindsey. Let me make sure I got this right. I think the PA guy got it wrong. Lindsey Engel. Lindsey Engel. And that's quickly strike 2 Engel this year. Let's read you her stats while she's still in the box. 143 this year. So far, Francic has struck out 6 of the 7 hitters faced. On deck is Bennett Duba. Here's the pitch, strike 3. Three straight pitches as Duba steps in. And this year, Duba is batting .062. She had 2 RBIs in 12 games played for the Huskies. She is a junior, looking to get the bat going here. And Francic winds and fires just off the outside portion of the plate. 1-0. The 1-0. That's strike 1. 1-1. What a beautiful night, man. And the wind, there is absolutely no wind at all right now. And there's a little pop up that Allie Turner will just haul in for the second out. And that'll bring up Brendan Dube or Bennett or I'm sorry, Reese Twiggs. I think this is Reese. No, it's not Reese. It goes back to the top of the order with Addison Orr. Or her first time out, struck out. It's going to be a common theme. Francic with 2 outs now. Strike one. Top 3, no score between the Huskies and Battle of the Dogs tonight. Which one will be meaner? Popped out of play, and Francic is quickly ahead of Orr. 0-2. Late start tonight, JV game. As Addison Orr staying alive. 0-2. Caleb always looks at me when I say that because he thinks I'm going to crank out the tune. And then when I do, I surprise him. Addy digs in. 0-2. Francic, look for something off speed here. Nope, fastball. All I know is that one missed because Torch didn't raise his hand. I'm not sure where it missed. I just know that it did. 1-2 to Orr. Strike 3 on a rising fastball, and that'll end the inning as Francic strikes out 2 of the 3. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning coming up for the Melbourne Bulldogs. It'll be Turner, Loveridge, and Thompson. All right, the Belmont commit will lead us off here. Allie Turner, followed by Nevaeh Loveridge, and then Alicia Thompson. So it'll be Belmont and then Kaiser University to the dish. 1-2 here. Allie struck out looking her first time up. As Twiggs so far has struck out 3 Bulldogs. As Allie steps in. Shep takes his spot down at third, and Dan Adele down at first. I got a feeling, I don't know if you had an opportunity to catch our piece on Brevard Sports Network, but I just got a feeling, Caleb, that this team is destined for some really good things this year, as is their counterparts that play on the 90-foot diamond. And the first pitch to Allie is high for a ball. Second time through. Let's see what they've learned. And Turner with a good cut, but misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Allie. Twiggs rocks and fires. High and outside, ball 2. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to the third baseman. 1-2-5 is the call, whatever that means. pitch. That's a beaut. Strike two. 2-2 to Allie. Twigs and Frantic throwing heat. Frozen ropes down the middle of the plate tonight. As numbers 4-1-3 get barked out, and Twigs rocks and fires, and she gets Turner on a drop third strike. But the completed play, and that is strikeout number 4 as Nevaeh Loveridge steps in. Nevaeh reached on an error by the third baseman her first time up. That was the fastest pitch of the game she's thrown. She just wound up and let it go. Nevaeh with a wide open stance pitch. She tries to bunt, and apparently on her own, because she looks at Coach Yep and says, "My bad." 0-1 to Nevaeh. I feel you. And who better than you to preach to that? 0-1. I'll tell you what Caleb said in just a second. Low for a ball. He just looked at me and said, "Hey, sometimes you just got to bet on yourself, and if you're wrong, you just got to own it." Caleb, touche, my friend. Touche. I don't know if you've ever seen Caleb and I go toe-to-toe before, but it happens. 1-1. And there's a grounder to the shortstop. Eats her up, but she elects not to throw the ball. And that I'm going to give an infield hit. And Nevaeh Loveridge is on again. And that is the second hit of the game. The first hit of the game was had by this young lady, Alicia Thompson, who shot one into right field between the second baseman and first baseman her first time up. It's identical situation to what happened in the bottom of the first, and nearly identical with Nevaeh getting too far out and nearly having to dive back again as Nadia English is on deck. Nevaeh and Alicia were stranded at second and third back in the top of the first. Twigs rocks and fires. And that one is hit a country mile and gone. Alicia Thompson with a 2-run blast, and the Bulldogs lead it 2-0. How about that? Alicia Thompson with her team leading 8th home run and RBIs 19 and 20. What did I say? Oh, yeah. Second time around in the lineup. And that one, it was gone when it left the bat. First time I've ever used a country mile, though. I like it. Yeah, good. How about that shot there? I'd like to welcome in Cocoa basketball coach Asia Patrick. And Coach Patrick, a Sports Hall of Famer, one of the best basketball players to ever step on a Brevard County court, boys or girls. And Rosanna Lord watching, one of the greatest soccer coaches in the history of Brevard County. Her and Mike Lord led that Bulldog team as English fouls that back, led that Bulldog soccer team to 4 state championships. Tremendous job. I was just getting into covering sports then, not really any of this going on. Boy, I wish it was. Twigs now 0-2 to English, and Nadia with a chopper to the third baseman, up and over to first for the second out. Here in the bottom of the third inning, good play as Sophia Valcourt steps in. 2-0 Bulldogs on an Alicia Thompson 2-run bomb, and I do mean a bomb. Twigs, and nice job there, but the shortstop is up and over to first, and that'll end the inning on the ground out from the changeup. But 2 runs, 2 hits, the big blow in the inning, and Alicia Thompson 2-run home run as we head to the top of the 4th. The Melbourne Bulldogs 2, the Hagerty Huskies nothing. All right. So the Bulldogs with a 2-0 lead here, and we mentioned that it was the second time through the lineup for Melbourne. Well, Hagerty is coming through for the second time as well. Let's see what adjustments they make as Roman steps in. The left-handed, or left-handed. High and outside for a ball. Roman, quite a hitter. 463. She's got 5 home runs this year, 18 RBIs for the Huskies, and she's just as capable of putting one as far as Thompson did. Here's the pitch from Francic. And the count is 1-1 Pitch, low and outside, ball 2, 2-1. Well, I guess it's good to be heard sometimes. 2-1 from Francic to Roman. Right. Swung on and missed. Good riser there from Jazzy, and we got our first helicopter of the night. You'll hear flying over. 2-2. It's a good battle here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here. Top of the 4th. Pitch fouled straight back. And the count remains at 2-2. The 2-2, nice changeup, but she gets away from Jazzy, and it's 3-2 now. Jazzy does not want to put the leadoff hitter aboard, that's for sure. You can see she's kind of frustrated with that last pitch there. Francic's 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Jazzy wins the battle. Good at bat, good pitching. And that'll bring up Matheson, who struck out her first time up. I hear you. I like the look for both of you, by the way. Matheson from Francic, high for a ball. Right. Where'd Craig Bailey go? Okay. 1-0 now. Matheson. That's a strike at the knees. 1-1. Frantic with 9 strikeouts in the game tonight. Second straight game we've done Melbourne that Alicia Thompson's hit a bomb. And there's a liner foul down the third base line. And it's nothing but a line drive strike now for Frantic, who is ahead 1-2 with one out here, top 4. This is a 7A team, so Melbourne will not see them in the playoffs. Pitch. Strike 3, and Frantic. It is indeed. No. It's 10. The 10th strikeout. Frantic has already reached double-digit strikeouts. As Hawk steps in, and I'll give you one guess as to what she did her first time up. Nope, this was a backwards case. She looked at it. Pitch. And that time Jazzy gets a gift from Torch, a little low, but it's a strike. Really? I just learned it, right? There you go. Now you know, right? Backwards is looking, frontwards is swinging. There's the pitch and a foul tip, and guess what? Jazzy Frantic is one pitch away from ending the inning and her 11th strikeout of the night. Now, she has given up a hit, so the no-hitter and or perfect game is gone. I mean, she's only got 2 and 3 of those, respectively, this year, or 3 no-hitters and 2 perfect games. Incredible year for her. Frantic fires. Oh, my goodness gracious. The changeup. And for the third time in the game, Frantic strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and obviously nobody left. We head to the bottom 4, 2-0 Bulldogs. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Melbourne Bulldogs ahead 2-0. I almost typed 4-0 on the thing. As Frantic and the Berries will step in. Jazzy Frantic struck out her first time up as she faces Twigs. Frantic can help herself here and help her calls in the circle, although I don't know how much help she needs. She's got 11 strikeouts already through 4 innings tonight. Reese Twigs and Jazzy Frantic. Haggerty won an 8A state championship back in 2017. The pitch high for a ball. The Bulldogs have never played for a state championship in fast pitch softball. In fact, only one Brevard County team has in fast pitch, and that's O'Galley. They came up short in 2005, and then the great Alex Powers in 2011 won the state title. Won some slow pitch state championships. I know Satellite won one. Coco, I think, also won one. And it's 1-1 to Jazzy. Reese Twiggs, and that's a strike at the letters. And again, she'll just tell Larry, remember you called that on me. That's all you do when you're a pitcher batting and you get a call like that. You go, well, pitch, low and inside, 2-2. Torch does a great job, even though he's a Nationals fan. Pitch. And Frantic with a liner over the left fielder's head. Frantic around first and on her way into second with a stand-up double. Jazzy Frantic, she'll come out for a pinch runner. And that pinch runner will be Alyssa Arnold. Frantic with a lead-off double. For what? Oh. As Addie Berry steps in, obviously a bunting situation or a sacrifice situation here. Here's the pitch, high and outside for a ball. So the second time around, the Bulldogs have delivered. It's a fool me once, shame on you thing. Fool me once, fool me twice, shame on me. And a lot of times you're not going to do that to this team. Again, their average coming in 296, and that's low for a softball team of the talent caliber. But again, you have got to look at the arms that they have faced this year. And there's a little lofted ball, and the left fielder comes in and makes the catch. Just couldn't get it down, and that'll be the first out of the bottom of the fourth. And that'll bring up Kyla Berry. And I'll tell you what, Kyla is pretty capable. I did a game when she was over at Rockledge last year where she launched one over the left field wall. She gets a hold of one. She can certainly deliver it out there to the pickup truck brigade. The pitch, and there's a shot in the right field. And around third and coming home, there's the throw, and they got her. Great play. Great play by the right fielder who gets Addie Berry at the plate. And that's a base hit by Kyla Berry, and she'll take second on the throw to home. As Haley Turner steps in with Kyla Berry on second. Pitch swung on and missed as she tries to slap one to left field. 2 outs now at the bottom of the fourth. Great play by the right fielder there. And that ball is lofted into left field again. And she comes on, she drops it. And this run will score on the air by the left fielder as Kyla Berry scores the third Melbourne run. And Haley Turner will reach on the third error of the game by Haggerty. And it's 3-0 Bulldogs. And back to the top of the lineup to Allie Turner. She got to that lip and shuffled her feet, and when she did, she lost concentration and dropped the ball, And that scored the third run of the game. Nice job by Kyla to be running on 2 outs. Pitch, grounder, foul. In order to make those plays, you got to put the ball in play. So a good job by Haley Turner to put the ball in play. Allie Turner has struck out twice tonight. It's not often you can say that. Twiggs. And that'll be strike 2 for Allie. A rising fastball seems to be troubling Allie a little bit tonight. She'll catch it. Nobody's got a better work ethic than does Allie. She loves to work. Reese Twiggs looks down at her wrist. Here's the pitch. High and down the second base with a stolen base is Haley Turner. And Haley is now in scoring position with 2 outs. So Allie with an opportunity here to play to run. The fourth, it's 3-0 Melbourne on top. As the numbers 5, 4, and 4 are barked out. Oh, again, we don't know what it means. Just repeating it. Nevaeh Loveridge, who has reached twice and scored the last time up, is on deck on Alicia Thompson's 2-run blast. Pitch, changeup is back to the pitcher, bobbled, and it goes right to the second baseman. That's actually going to be an assist. If you're scoring at home, that's a 1-4-3 play, believe it or not. And Turner nearly drove in that fourth Melbourne run, but the Bulldogs do get a hit, or do get a run on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We head to the top of the 5th, 3-0 Melbourne. Jazzy Francic working on a gem here tonight. 11 strikeouts in this one as she goes to the top of the 5th. She'll face Zoe Thornsberry, who gave her a fit and has the only hit, as Cluzo and Beldowitz this inning for Haggerty. Zoe Thornsberry with a great at-bat her last time up. 3-0 Melbourne on top. That'll be a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. And there's a grounder foul down the first base line, and Francic's got to be released. She got to this point last time against Zoe, 0-2, and then lost her to a base hit. So we'll see what Jazzy does differently, if anything, here. And Zoe as well to adjust the battle. The only Haggerty Husky other than Duba not to strike out tonight is at the plate. And Francic's. And now all but Duba has struck out as Kuzo steps in. One out here at the top or bottom of the fifth. 6A and 7A tonight doing battle. Carson Kuzo steps in, and she, Caleb, care to guess what she did her first time up? Swinging or looking? She was swinging. Pitch. That's a beaut. 0-1. One out. Oh and 2. Valcourt at first. Turco at second. English at short. Turner, Alley at third. Alicia Thompson behind the plate. Jazzy Frantic in the circle. Nevaeh Loveridge in center. Kyla Berry in left. Addie Berry in right. The 0-2. And this one's going to. I'll tell you, the way that Jeff Turner retrieves them balls is unbelievable. Dan Adele doing a great job. And the battle ensues. 0-2 now. One out. And fouled out. Jazzy took a little off of that one. And the count remains at 0-2. Oh, he's got it. I don't know why he's not pitching. I'll be traveling man tomorrow, going to Atlanta for the Big South Volleyball Tournament. Right? High, and Frantic loses that one a little high, and it's 1-2. And then next week it's off to North Kakalaki, North Carolina. And that's it. Till June, to the Nationals. Pitch. Strike three. Frantic with her 13th of the night. Lexi Beldowitz steps in, and Lexi struck out swinging her first time up. And ball is fouled back and out of play. Frantic, at the end of this inning, Frantic will, theoretically when you pitch 5 full innings, the minimum amount of batters you can face is 15, 3 per inning, right? She will only face 16 batters if she gets this batter out here. 0-1 to Beldowitz. And just like that, it's 0-2. And for the 4th time tonight, Jazzy Frantic has struck out the side. We go to the top of the 6th. 3-0 Melbourne. We go to actually the bottom of the fifth. I jumped you right to the top of the sixth. I'd like to thank the umpire for correcting me on that one. But it's going to be Nevaeh Loveridge, Alicia Thompson duo again. And all they've done tonight is reach Loveridge reached her last time up, and Alicia Thompson hit one into the pickup truck brigade. Also due up this inning is Nadia English. 3-0 Melbourne, bottom of the fifth here. As Nevaeh Loveridge steps in, she's 1 for 1 tonight, reached on an error, and a base hit her last time up. Third baseman and first baseman are in. Shortstop and second baseman about 10 steps in from the outfield grass. Pitch high and outside. Ball one. Alicia Thompson talking to Dan Adell, and I'll tell you what, if you're Reese Twiggs, you don't throw her a fastball down the middle of the plate again. Stay away from her. Pitch, and she goes. Strike one. No doubt about that one. 1-1 to Nevaeh. Headed to Kaiser University. Pitch. Nice call at the knees. Strike two, 1-2 to Nevaeh. Got to swing the bat here. Protect the plate. The 1-2 to Nevaeh. And Nevaeh lost one into center field. And the center fielder circles back around and is there to make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the fifth inning. And that's going to bring up the home run queen, Alicia Thompson, who hit a 2-run bomb her first time up. Alicia is 2 for 2 tonight. Melbourne has 4 hits. Alicia's got 2 of them. Who's that? What's up, Billy Palmer? Got to call you after this or text you. As the helicopter flies away, Reese Twiggs and Alicia Thompson 1-0 as the Bulldogs lead the FHSAA 7th state-ranked Hagerty Huskies. And she goes the other way on this one, down the right field line, tailing foul. Nice effort by the right fielder, but she won't get to it. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And Dan Adell just offers up a little encouragement, a little quicker on the bat there. And that one will be in the back of a pickup truck as well, just as that last one ended up. Alicia switches bats up here. Here's the pitch. Whoa. That was a line drive that quickly died. And Catman on first base quickly got out of the way. And then I accidentally, I reacted off of him and like to fall off the chair. 1-2 now. I know. You just protect the equipment. 1-2 now.
You're also an important piece of equipment.
Well, I'll live. That phone won't.
Yeah, I don't know. You fall in that wagon like you're.
Yeah, it's true. High for a ball. 2-2 now with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Frantic will be looking at 8-9-1 in the top of the sixth coming up. 13. The pitch. Nice looking change up, but it floats high, and it's 3-2 to Alicia. Reese Twiggs to Alicia Thompson. Full count, 1 out pitch. And Alicia, wow. I tell you what, Reese just wound up and let that one go. Alicia fouled it back. That was her hardest pitch of the night. And it was a riser. And Alicia got a piece here. And Reese has to be thinking, what do I need to do to get this girl out? Watch for the changeup here. Twiggs. Oh, my, in the gap. Around first and on her way to second. And around second and on her way to third. And in with a triple is Alicia Thompson. Thompson with a single, a home run, and a triple. A double shy of the cycle.
Billy Palmer said, "Wait till you're done."
Yeah.
We see it tonight, Alan. Good, we see it.
What game did we do last time? It was her. It was Alicia. She had a single, a home run, and a triple. And they 10-run the team, and she didn't get an opportunity. No, it was Vieira. It was Vieira, the hitter for Vieira against Satellite, who had a home run, a triple, and a single and needed just a double for the cycle, but they 10-run Satellite, and she didn't get the bat. One out here with a runner on third. Good piece of hitting by Alicia as Berkmeyer takes third for Alicia. And the hitter stepping in now is Nadia English. Not sure what this is all about here. I don't know what that's all about. It didn't look pleasant. All right, runner at third, 1 out. English tonight, 0 for 2, struck out and a ground out. Infield is in. They do not want to surrender that fourth run, and that one gets to the shortstop, up and over to first, and they're going to go home, and the throw is safe. Great piece of running by Berkmeyer as English will have an RBI, and that will be 2 outs. 4-0 Melbourne. Nicely executed by Berkmeyer on the bases, and the Bulldogs take a 4-0 lead. And this is Sophia Valcourt. High and or strike for Nadia English. That is her 15th RBI of the season. She is second on the Bulldogs in that category. Reese Twiggs, 0-1 to Valcourt. Chopper slowly to the second baseman, up and over to first for the third and final out of the inning. But the Bulldogs score once more on 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, none left. We head to the top of the 6th, 4-0 Bulldogs. All right, the Bulldogs 6 outs away from beating the 7th-ranked team in the state here. They lead it 4-0, but it's not like they're like underdogs because they're not. All right, yeah, you get it. Francic working on a butte. And that, yes, indeed, says first base umpire. And that's strike one. Good call. Good check by Thompson. On Engel. She struck out her first time up. Pitch. Bunts. Thompson out. And that'll be the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Duda, the only person left in the lineup that is not struck out tonight. So let's see if Jazzy can go get her for number 14. 4-0. Melbourne firmly in control here. Pitch. No, that one did not go. 1-0 as Kyla Berry warms up behind us. Hope everybody has a nice Easter weekend coming up. Pitch. And there's a grounder to Valcourt. Nobody's covering. And that will be a base hit for Duda. And that's a mistake by the second baseman because you got to cover. And that'll bring up top of the order in. Actually, this is going to be a pinch hitter for Haggerty as she picks up a strike. This is Olivia Munoz who steps in. This is her first at bat tonight, and Munoz is batting 125 this year. So Francic quickly ahead of her, 0-2, with Duba on first, and one out. The righty to the lefty, high for a ball, 1-2 to Munoz. Why do I have trouble saying that? Francic's 1-2. 2-2. And there's a grounder down the first base line, foul. And I mean, that was foul by the hair of one's chinny chin chin there. I don't know how that didn't touch the bag. It's close. That close, huh? There you see Coach telling you that close. Francic, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. There's number 14. Anna Roman steps in. 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. Anna Roman tonight. And that one fouled straight back. Roman struck out looking her first time up and struck out swinging her second time up. Francic rocks and fires. That ball is lofted. This is a tough play, but there to haul it in For the third and final Bulldog out is Deborah Turco, the freshman. So we'll head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Bulldogs still on top, 4-0. Jazzy Francic steps in. Francic, her last time up, double into the gap, and her pinch runner was thrown out at the plate. Reese Twiggs has gone the whole way, pitched a great game, has only given up 4 runs on 5 Melbourne hits, but one of them a 2-run bomb. The on-deck hitter is Addie Berry, followed by scheduled is Kyla Berry. Francic steps in the box. Strike one to Jazzy. Jasmine last year named to the English national softball team. Obviously couldn't go with the COVID issues and everything that was going on. So quite an honor for her. Mother is British. 0-1 to Jazzy. Pitch low. Ball 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to Francic. Pitcher to pitcher, and there's a grounder to the shortstop. Oh, jumped up and hit her in the face, and Francic is safe. Beats it out. That's a hit. That was a nasty hop. I hope she's okay. That she didn't even bat an eye. As Addie Berry steps in, Addie, left-handed slap hitter, number 14. That's the number of strikeouts tonight that Jazzy has. And into pinch run is going to be Alyssa Arnold, who was thrown out at the plate last time. Or no, actually, I think that was Berkmeyer that was thrown out. Here's the pitch, and that's a beautiful bunt, and it's fair. And how about the bunt by Berry there? And now it's runners at first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning on the bunt single by Addie Berry. As Kyla Berry steps in. We'll see what Kyla does here. Maybe she bunts too here, huh? Kyla, I think, wants to take one over that left field wall. Kyla going to James Madison University next year to play softball. Patriot League. Pitch. And she does bunt. She'll get the advance. There's the throw. And that is. They get the lead runner. But we wrote in an article that the big hitters aren't afraid to move the runners up. And there's the perfect example of that. And now the Bulldogs have second and third with just one out, and Haley Turner up, who reached it on air her last time up. Let's see if she can slap one in or tries to bunt here. That's a strike. Reese Twiggs not phased. Allie Turner on deck. Second and third, one out, 4-0 Bulldogs on top. Bottom sixth pitch. And that's a good-looking swing there from Haley. And it's 0-2. She was right on it. 0-2 now, one out. Twiggs just off the outside portion of the plate. 1-2. Should be 2-2, shouldn't it? Didn't I just say 1-2? All right, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 to Turner. Haley. And there's a slapper up the middle. One run is in. 2 runs are in. That's airmail to the backstop. And Turner's going to turn the corner and stop at second base on an RBI single up the middle. And the Bulldogs lead the Huskies 6-0 on the base hit by Haley Turner. As Allie Turner steps in now. 2 runs on 3 hits now. And here comes the head coach here. Under Coach David Stone, 16-10. Last year they were. This year they're 11-2, 16-10 last year, 10-2 in the COVID year, 20-10. And the big year, 26-5 when they won the state championship. Their 2 losses this year have come to Montverde Academy. Pretty good. And I can't find their other loss. Oh, yeah, they lost to Windermere, who was a state champ last year in 7A. And Montverde. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Windermere was a runner-up last year to Doral Academy in 6A. So 6-0 Bulldogs on top. This is Allie Turner's looking for her first hit of the night. Haley out there. And down to third base is Haley Turner, who steals another base. That's her second stolen base of the night. And the Bulldogs, with still just one out, have a runner at third. And there's a beautiful bunt. They're going to try to bring home the run, and they do. Nice bunt by Allie Turner to bring in the run, and it's 7-0 Melbourne as the Bulldogs have broken it open here. That's what you call small ball. And you know what? It works. You're playing small ball, you're scoring runs, you're hitting 2-run home runs, you're pitching, you're doing everything you need to do to be that team this year. And this is Nevaeh Loveridge. Loveridge reached her first 2 times up. Last time she flew out to the center fielder. I'd like to see Thompson get an opportunity to bat here, and she will with 1 out. Because if she hits a double, she's got the cycle. Pitch as, check it out, Nevaeh turning and trying to lay one down on the sacrifice. Melbourne getting it done every kind of way here tonight. Twiggs. And down to second base goes Turner. She'll steal another base. And with a 7-0 lead, the Bulldogs can't be too sure. This is the 7th-ranked team in the state. Score as many as you can. 1 and 2 with 1 out. And Loveridge in the box. Twiggs swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 outs now. All right, an opportunity to see a cycle here as Alicia Thompson comes in. Thompson with a single, a home run, and a triple. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What? I'm going to say this, and you don't have to like it. He put her on. I get it. That's a Bush League move, in my opinion. Let her hit, man. Sorry. That's just how I feel about it. He can email me personally at brevardsportsnetwork@gmail.com. But you know what? I don't like the move by the opposing manager. And he may have done it because they stole a base with a 7-0 lead. I don't know. But I'm here to tell you right now, she's got a home run, a triple, and a single. I don't like the move. Huh? What, to put her on? Nah, man. That ball is popped up. And maybe I don't know softball, and that's a good possibility too. Keep it here. I mean, I don't know strategy. But I mean, tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong. I mean, you weigh in on this watching the broadcast tonight. You tell me. Am I wrong? I don't like it. 7-0. She's got an opportunity for a cycle, and you put her on? Nah. I'd make it 12-0 if I could. Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one. As Melbourne has put in a couple of reserves here. Huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten that angry over something. Honestly, I mean, I've never been that upset about something, for these kids. It's about these kids, really, ultimately, in the end. And I get it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a run or something that he's got to protect. I don't know. I don't know the strategies behind the game. All I know is the young lady had an opportunity to cycle. He knew that, and he put her on. If it's 3-2, I'm putting her on all day. I'm walking her all day long. If it's 4-1, I'm walking her all 7-0. All right, I'm done. That's how I really feel. And he can email or call me on that one. My number's listed right there. We can discuss it, and he can tell me why. All right. Because I want to learn the game. Yeah, I hear you, Jason, and that's the reason that I think that maybe that was done. And if that's, like I said, if that's the case, then I understand. But and that's why I'm saying I'm a man enough to admit I don't know the strategies or the unwritten rules of softball. I don't know those, so I do need some help here. And so if you don't do that when you're up six, bunt and steal, I get it. So yeah, I mean that makes sense to me. As Rachel Matheson steps in, so I definitely appreciate that. Appreciate that opinion, and that does make sense. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? I mean, that's how that program works. You're going to do that to me. Well, I'm going to do this. 0-1. And that ball is lifted into left and off the fence for strike two. But, yeah, good game tonight. I mean, all the way across. This is a very good softball team. Haggerty, they're going to go a long way in May in 7A. Outside for a ball, 1-2. Jeff, I don't expect him to help that. And I just said that I get it. I think I just sat here for 5 minutes and explained, as Jason made a. Yeah, see, like Jason, that makes sense to me. That makes total, complete sense to me. Inside, strike three, backwards, K there, and that's the 15th strikeout of the night. So yeah, that makes sense to me. You see, now I'm putting it together, and it makes sense. No, I get it. And this is, what this is developing into a good little rivalry here. Last year, Haggerty got them 2-0. I get it. I totally get it. I like it. I like that. You know. There's a strike. Here they come. Oh, and one. Frantic with 15 strikeouts tonight. Can she get 16? And that is 0-2 now. Pitch. And that sits off the outside corner. 1-2. One ball, two strikes, one outs here. I get a little fired up sometimes. I'm allowed. I was mad at the Vieira player that 10-runned it and didn't give what's her name an opportunity. Swung on and missed strike three. Didn't give I can't remember who the player of the game was. I was mad at the player that ended the game and didn't give her a chance to bat. Yeah, I hear you, bud. Fair enough. Fair enough. Point made. That is for sure. Appreciate you, Jason. And when we launched that sports talk show, Strike One, and when we launched that sports, this is the kind of interaction we're gonna want. We're gonna want you guys to come on, call, and we're gonna hook a phone line. It's gonna be fun, man. Jeff can call and argue with me all day. Right. And that'll be off the outside corner for ball one. One ball and one strike. Two outs here. Right. At least give me 20 minutes before you call me a scrub. Pitch and line down the right field line. Foul. Jazzy Franchick looking for her 16th strikeout tonight. JC learns it all from Pete Donovan. That's quite a man there. Quite a man there. 5 for Coach Donovan. 500th career win about, 2 weeks ago? We were there for that. Man, that was great. Coach, appreciate you, man. You know that. Pitch offside. And look, you guys know, all of you know, I don't mind being, when I'm wrong, call me out, you know. I see Brett's point, too. That's what fired me up to begin with. I see it all. Deuce is wild here. Will the turn card be a complete game shutout for Franchick? 2-2 2. Still it remains. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That's right. Deuces are running wild. What you gonna do, brother, on this 2-2 pitch on you? Here it comes. 2 balls. Franchick rocks, kicks, fires. Strike 3. And the Melbourne Bulldogs have defeated the Haggerty Huskies 7-0. Our Connect Sports Consulting players of the game, good game, are Jazzy Franchick and Alicia Thompson. Franchick tonight. 18 strikeouts tonight. 18 strikeouts. What a game, huh? I'm fired up now. It's adult Pepsi time. All right, anyway. Good ball game here tonight. Once again, we want to thank Connect Sports Consulting. We want to thank Dinger's Training Center. We want to thank Uber Zotti and Beachway Volleyball Club. Coming up tomorrow night here on Brevard Sports Network, it is District Championship Lacrosse. Coming up Friday, it is Cape Coast Conference Track and Field Championships. And coming up Saturday, it is the 7v7 Championship Elite Challenge. So, once again, your final score from the softball portion of Dawson Field. Melbourne 7, Haggerty nothing. The Bulldogs move to 15-1-1. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, make it a sports night.